held December 12th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the Brookfield Town Hall, room 133. If you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance again, these guys missed it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll have the commission members introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Greg Petroscioni, alternate.
Anthony Papucci, Vice Chair.
Kurt Timmerman, Chairman.
Sean Turner, Secretary.
Matt Grimes, member.
All right, thank you. And tonight we're going to seat Greg as a voting member for Gwen.
Motion to postpone the zoning enforcement officer's report till January 9th.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Tony. Matt, Tony. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous.
Motion to enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation and to invite the zoning enforcement officer, Mr. Lally, and the town attorney, Mr. Beecher, into executive session.
All right, do I have a, thank you, Matt. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor of going into executive session?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, thank you. So everybody who's from the but he can come back. All right, let the record show that we came out of the executive session at 7:25. And I'll accept a motion. Hey, May, you can make that motion.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, you have a,
I make a motion upon coming out of executive session, I move that the commission authorize Attorney Beecher to resolve this matter along with lines discussed in executive session and bring the matter back to the commission for further review.
All right, thank you, Sean. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second? Thank you, Tony. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, we have no correspondence on 4-5, review of previous minutes. Has everybody got a chance to review the minutes from the November 14th, 2024 meeting? I only saw one correction on line 101. The year 2024 should be 2025 because that's January 1st, 2025 is when the fees were going to be effective. Anybody else see anything?
I didn't see that one.
All right, I'll take a motion to accept those minutes as amended.
Make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for December 12th, no,
No.
November 14th, 2024 with the amendments on line
01.
101
All right,
with changing the date to 2025.
all right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sean. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous.
I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
Nor was I.
Oh, you weren't, oh, that's right. Well, thank God we have three for a quorum.
Right.
So, 302 with Matt and Greg abstaining because they weren't at the meeting. All right, the first, there's no continued public hearing, so our first public hearing is 7A 3 Fleetwood. Let me go through the,
Chairman, I have to recuse myself from this one.
okay,
No, the
thank
party.
you. So, good, we still have 4. Hey, is there a, is there a script for this? Oh, all right. Gosh, I didn't memorize it. Maybe there's one for this one.
I think the same one.
All right. When we accepted it and all that? Well, there's a date here, 10/25. Oh. This is a regular meeting of the Brookfield Zoning Commission. At this point in our agenda, we have a scheduled public hearing concerning the application of 3 Fleetwood Lane, application Z-24-72, for the single-family conversion application for a 599 square foot accessory apartment. First, let me have all the members introduce themselves that are voting tonight, starting from my left.
Anthony Papucci, Vice Chair.
Kurt Timmerman, Chairman.
Sean Turner, Secretary.
Matt Grimes, member.
We opened the public hearing, well, let's see if I can, by reading the let's see, legal notice. Maybe I can find another one here. I know I saw it in the paper.
No wonder I couldn't find the one. No, you're fine. Just spread it out. I was gonna say, that works.
We're just looking for some of the documentation so we can open it.
I'm looking forward to
All right. While we wait for that, I'll continue with my script. This application was formally received by the Commission on October 25th, 2024. The public hearing is only one aspect of the approval process and is for the purposes of accepting factual information and data bearing on this application and to allow expression of opinion by interested parties. Subsequent Okay. Subsequent to this hearing, the Commission has 65 days in which to render a decision on this proposal. The final decision may be in the form of approved as submitted, approved with stipulations, or denied.
After reading into the record the correspondence received by the commission relative to this application, we will ask the applicant to present the application in detail. Presentation will be limited to 45 minutes. The chair will then entertain questions of clarification concerning the applicant's presentation. We'll hear from those then who wish to speak in favor of the application, followed by those who are opposed. Comments must be limited to 5 minutes. Members of the public will have one opportunity to speak during this segment of the hearing and may also submit their concerns in writing during the public hearing. During this segment, the commissioners may ask additional questions. The bylaws of the commission outline allow for presentation of similar positions in succession and preclude the intermixture of comments pro or con. All directions and comments must be directed through the chair. As you are recognized, please state your name and address so the comments may be legally recorded. Please be assured that everyone will be given the opportunity to speak. However, the commission is most interested in hearing factual information relative to the application. And in view of the time constraints placed upon us, we ask your indulgence in not reiterating comments previously presented. After the public comments are received, the applicant will have the opportunity to comment, and the time will be limited to 10 minutes. Are there any questions on this? Nope. Okay. We will now ask...
I've got the legal notice if anyone wants me to read it.
Okay.
All right, I found it online. Brookfield Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing at Town Hall, 100 Pocono Road, room 133, 7 p.m., 12/12/24, for applications by 3 Fleetwood Lane, Z-24-72, single-family conversion for a 599 square foot accessory apartment, and 2 16 Obtuse Road South, Z-2474, single-family conversion application for a 705.25 square foot accessory apartment. At this hearing, interested persons may appear and be heard. Written communications received. Files available. Inspection Town Hall. Kurt Timmerman, Chairman.
Thank you, Matt.
Go tell Fran to stop looking for it.
Matt, why don't you stay, because I'm not,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
So, we're now prepared to hear the applicant. Is the applicant here? Yes. Please, can you make sure the microphone's on by tapping it? Okay, great. So if you could state your name and address.
I am Jamie Lynn Zapata. I live at 3 Fleetwood Lane.
All right, and why don't you describe what we're looking at here? One thing I noted last time, is
Yep.
there's something about apartment outlined in purple, but as you can see, purple doesn't show up.
Yeah, but I think I have my original copy here. So you can actually see it in purple.
Oh,
That should make it easier for you, right?
yep. So I'll pass that around so people can update their,
It's the purple.
all right,
Never mind.
you.
if you want
Is
to.
this not what we should be looking at up here?
I mean, it's the same, it's just you can't see the color. So,
So, yeah, you see what the, see where the purple is? It
Yeah.
does not include the den or office.
the den and the office are part of the common upstairs, upstairs living space,
Okay.
essentially. So, here is the stairwell into the, oh, I wrecked it, sorry. I don't know what I did. I went near it.
Oh, could you hit his touchpad there?
I don't know what I did.
Oh, he timed
No,
out.
so it's just the one marked living area, bedroom, entryway, kitchen, dining, and bathroom. That's the apartment area, 599 square feet.
And is this, let's see, first floor plot plan? I looked at it before, but now it's been a couple of weeks. Is this like a one floor, is this a basement walkout apartment, or is this
So
on
I
the
live
first
in a
floor?
high ranch style house.
Okay,
It's on slab, so it's all walkout.
right.
There are more than enough exits because there's an entryway door and then there's glass doors out the back
Mm-hmm.
from the living area.
So this is, did there used to be garages in this? And then it was
Way
converted?
back, like in the 70s, from my understanding, they converted it sometime when the last.
There's no
owners-
garages on the
No,
house
there
now.
hasn't been garages in a long time.
Okay.
So, I mean, I bought it like this, and they're like, "Oh, it's legal," but
Yeah,
here we are. So,
that's right.
I'm just upgrading it.
Okay.
Is the entryway enclosed also?
It is.
It is.
Bless you.
Bless you.
The other commissioners have questions of clarification?
I'm good.
And I frankly don't see any problem.
Yeah, it was strictly the purple that we couldn't
Oh,
see.
yeah, the purple, yeah.
That was it.
Is there anybody in the audience who has questions or clarification? Anybody like to speak in favor of this application? Hearing nobody, anybody who'd like to speak in opposition? Nothing? All right, any final words? So you marked it as vacant, so you know that if you get a tenant, then you'll have to come into the land use office and sign an affidavit, you know, similar to,
The one that was attached to my house.
yes, yes, exactly, so that
It's
they can
basically
update.
vacant because I'm in the middle of the renovation right now and,
Yeah.
and a family member may move in, but when I do
Okay.
that, I'll come sign my affidavit and
All right,
be all set.
all right, great. Anything else from anybody else? No, I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Thank you, Matt. Second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Tony. Any discussion on that motion? No, all in favor of closing the public hearing? Say aye.
Aye.
All right, that was unanimous. Deliberations, since we all seem to, everybody looks pretty good to
Fine
me.
with it.
So I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to,
Okay.
oh, go ahead. I'll make a motion to approve 3 Fleetwood Lane, Z-24-72, single-family conversion application for 599 square foot accessory apartment.
All right, thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Sean. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. All right, thank you, that's it. That's it. And here's mine.
Good night.
See that, I didn't even look to see if it was the right date. Trust me.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Oh, I wasn't here to do it today. Actually, I did it the other day.
All right.
Do you want this back?
Oh,
I can give it to her.
no, that's her copy, but you know what? I could put it in the file because it's got the purple.
Okay.
And if she wants it back, then,
She can draw another one.
yeah, all right.
I know her, I can say that.
All right, Greg, you're back in from recusal.
Thank you.
You're reseated. All right, now we're going to open the public hearing for 16 Obtuse South.
You kind of did because they, both applications were noted in the legal notice.
Yes. But you can put your motion in to waive the reading if you
Yeah,
want.
I'll move to waive the reading of the public hearing,
Yes, sure.
unless these folks
Second.
want to sit around all night and
Listen
to
to me
you.
say it
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
Do I have
Second
a-
that.
All right, thank you, Sean. All in favor of
Aye.
waiving the reading? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So with that, I'm ready to listen to, for application Z-24-74, 16 Obtuse Road South, single-family conversion application, 705 square feet. Sir?
My name is Silvio Velasquez, I'm from 16 Upton Road,
Okay.
and I'm here to see if I would like to apartment above the garage.
Above the garage? Okay. All right, so you attached a before and an after. And why don't you work, so the access is that door between the two, the breezeway?
The main roof
South is probably.
that goes,
Yeah,
opens and then that goes to the stairs upstairs.
okay.
Yeah, no, I know, it's closer.
And the garage will stay as a garage underneath?
Still.
That road is
All right.
so funny.
And so this is the proposed area here. It looks like you have a kitchen on the top right.
See a little bit there.
Oh, yeah, we have our own
It's a new-
copies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a newer house, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm building.
Oh, it's a brand-new house. It's
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing's proposed.
It's the one, it's not far off Obtuse Hill Road. Problem is on Obtuse Road South is the numbers are all kind of funny as you go up and down towards
Yeah.
Midtown.
It's almost border with new.
But yeah, I know.
Oh,
what it
way
is.
down there. Oh, okay.
No, it's not. It's,
16?
Like Dinglebrook.
yeah.
Dinglebrook,
it's-
okay, yes.
The low numbers are in or are they out?
They're down.
They are, okay. Yeah, but I know New construction though, right?
Yes, yeah. All right. So it looks, top right looks like the kitchen, then you have a living area, so like a open area, and then the bedroom there. And so, 705 square feet. It states that you're gonna have your father-in-law live there?
What's the egress? Does it have its own stairwell there?
Sorry?
I'm trying to see the egress. Looks better when it's on the screen, okay.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
stairs, yeah.
Yeah. And then windows for the second.
Yeah, I see.
All right,
The windows are elevated, so,
Hmm.
this is the second floor, it's above the
Yeah,
garage.
yeah,
Above the
you're right.
garage.
So when it comes down, you can go, in the
You
back
only have
there, what's
The
the,
stairs.
It's another door to go to outside.
yeah. And then, is that, what's that in the front?
That's
Is
the
that a door
mudroom.
in the front?
Yeah, the mudroom, that's the mudroom on that side. That's also going to the outside access door.
So you can go to the back, or you can go out the front once you come down the stairs?
Actually, that's a little porch, on second floor.
Oh, like a balcony kind of thing?
Yeah,
Fran, what would the building department say about, just one stairwell up to, I mean, if you're talking about a second, means of egress?
There's not stairs down from the porch, is there?
no, that just goes up to, the stair gets to the
Yeah,
second floor and then has a door.
Is there sufficient egress here? Yeah.
You'd almost need a second staircase to get off.
Staircase coming off.
Yeah. See, our issue is, what we're discussing is, you need two ways of escape during the fire. And so if you're blocked from going out the main door there, from the apartment, how are you gonna get out? You can't jump to the ground, it's 10, 15 feet up, you know, from the second floor.
So we have to put the stairs.
No.
Okay.
Is the balcony on the second floor or on the first floor?
Second.
The second floor?
If there were stairs coming down from the deck there, I could see it probably.
Right, but
Yeah.
there's not.
So then you would,
But even still, that's only one door into that space.
yes, the
Well-
space is
well,
only
if
got
the
one way.
balcony is,
You still have to go out that one.
Balcony's
door
enclosed,
to
it's
the
not,
stairs
there's
or
not
the-
stairs coming down from it.
Yeah. And besides, you know, the one stairs that's coming into here,
right,
I
but,
mean, the one entrance, you're into,
Yeah, that's what I'm
here's the
saying.
apartment,
no, so this balcony,
yeah.
if there's access
Oh, I
from
see.
in here, but that's a closet and it doesn't look like it's
No.
access. But if there's access this way, then you could use the patio to get down, do stairs coming down off of it.
Yeah, you need another
you need
door
another door.
beside that.
Right,
Yes,
And
it's
both
more
of
of a
them- Both
safety,
of them in the same spot, I don't think
that doesn't make,
necessarily
and I'm
qualify.
sure
either. I
the
don't
fire
know, but-
department and the building department say, no, that's, not safety.
Yeah.
So that's our issue with that. We can,
We could deny it without prejudice.
or we can leave it open and you could come back, you know, if you have a updated plan.
Yeah, but you'd have to resubmit the plan and everything. You can't resubmit the plan you can't you can't change the plan in the middle of the public hearing like that. I think you could deny the application with prejudice,
Yeah.
then he could come back and, after he corrects those issues, and go from there. That way we're not prejudicing his new application.
Mhm.
That's, I think, the proper way to do it. You can't submit this drawing
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
come back with the other drawing in the middle of the public hearing. Yeah. But that's gonna be the issue, though. I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's the issue
clearly
is-
the issue.
yeah.
If he had stairs, now, Greg, did you just say though, that with, if he had stairs coming down from the deck, that still wouldn't correct the issue?
Because you still have to get out of the apartment, you have only one door, is at the top to the right of the stairs.
Oh, I thought there was a door on each side of the deck there, no?
yeah, that's,
No,
That's what I
No,
thought.
that-
Now, see the door into the hashed area? There's
Yeah.
only one door into that, right there, yeah.
Oh, I thought there was one on the main part, then one on the side.
no,
Yeah,
the other
just
one's,
the
the other
one,
one's a
yeah.
closet.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that would be,
If that was a door, though, that could,
But even
Even-
two
even
doors are
still,
too
because
close
they're in the
together.
same
They're same
spot,
spot.
I don't know
yeah.
how
That-
that would work.
right, that would be potentially a challenge
That'd
as
be a
well.
fire marshal thing.
Right.
yeah.
We had one that just left that could have advised us, but
Yeah, so let me continue with, is there any other questions or clarification from the audience?
I don't think we have anyone but that, among the commission anyway.
Yeah. So anybody in favor of the application? State your name and,
I don't know this fellow or the project. I'm a registered architect in the state of Connecticut.
Mhm.
I'm here to tell you that you
and
don't
your
need...
state name and address?
Oh, my name is Edward Demore,
Okay,
94 Ayers Point Road, Old Saybrook, Connecticut. I'm
Okay.
here on another project.
Yep.
But as an expert in the architectural field, I'm here to tell you that the building code does not require two means of egress for one and two family houses. One means of egress does it. And the building official will be looking at the sizes of the windows to make sure they're adequately sized, that they qualify as emergency escape and rescue openings at 5.7 square feet. And that's why you can have only one means of egress out of a one and two family house.
yeah,
So
and
it's not,
if you look at our regs say as two means of egress. It doesn't say two doors. So
does
if you have like a safety ladder that you can throw out the window,
Yeah, if you've got that. If you've got
but
that,
that's
but
all
that's
that.
not on there right now, so I think
No,
that they need to
no,
come back with
but
that.
all it says is a second means of egress. In this case, it's gotta be a window that's big enough.
No, I know that, I know that part, yeah.
That's what our regs say.
Yeah, but right now, there's not two means.
There's a window. If it's
It-
big,
If
So
there's a
the
way to get
question
down from
is,
it, because you're
because
more,
it's
you're
raised-
15 feet in the air.
that's why, yes, and then you have an emergency ladder to get out.
Is that specified in the,
It's not.
that would have to be specified.
It would have to be specified, so that's why I'm
So
saying,
I mean,
so
the
I guess
size-
that's the
deny the
definition of what,
application without prejudice, and then he
what
come back
does
with-
egress mean?
Oh, I know what egress means. I mean, if you were on the ground floor, he would not have an issue right now, but because he's 15 feet in the air, he's got the issue. That's the problem here.
And my concern is, I'm sorry, you said it was for your father-in-law? So, assuming he's not as young as you are,
He's 81.
yeah, so mobility would be a factor, especially with a emergency ladder, you know,
Mm-hmm.
temporary
But is
throw out
that
the window style.
something as a commission that we can?
It is because of the height of where it is. If it was a ground floor, it would not be an issue. But because
No,
you,
I'm talking the age of the person that's living there, not
absolutely,
necessarily
so the age of the person that's living, so
Yeah, I mean-
it really doesn't, because either the owner or the occupant has to be 55 or over, is what I think our regs say.
Yeah, yep.
So, but I mean, I think if he comes back with that plan, I think that we won't have this problem, so,
Right.
so,
I'm sorry, I didn't see, so which direction does the garage face on that it's over? So to the side, so the doors are on the right of looking at the picture?
When we're looking at to the right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you have the kitchen on the back,
And you've got the bedroom in the front,
yeah,
and the bedroom has two windows, but we're not sure the sizes of the windows, so that would be,
36 by 6 feet, I think 5 feet.
yeah, so I mean, the size-wise, they meet
right.
for rescue.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, does that meet a secondary means of egress?
I don't think anybody wants
At-
an
at 10 to
81-year-old person or a
15 feet in the air.
61-year-old person jumping out of the window.
Yeah, so, what I see is a gap where your proposed apartment arrow is. On that, I assume that's the back of the building. I don't know if there's a stairway that could be,
Oh, no.
Possibly.
The stairs is easy to put in.
There's a window right there.
Right.
See that chair?
yeah, maybe,
So if you had okay. Well, let me
would be
finish.
my quick, easy, but.
Right, I mean, there's a couple different, the closet, based on the plans, where he's got the closet, and then you've got the patio.
Yeah.
Instead of having
So-
the door there, that could be a secondary but again, not,
So we'll have to
I think
send
you
it
need
back
it a little
for-
Right.
further away
right, and that's, yeah, I kinda tend to agree with Matt, now whether it gets rejected, again, it needs to be modified, but I think it's in
I
the
think
ballpark,
process to do.
right.
All right, well, let me finish the, anybody else like to speak in favor? Anybody who'd like to speak in opposition? All right, so any more, well, I think we had a pretty good discussion here.
Motion to close.
Thank you, Matt, and who's the second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tony. All in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny, application, Z-2474, without prejudice, with the idea that it will be resubmitted once the, egress, situation is addressed by the applicant.
All right, thank you, Matt. A second?
I'll
Thank you, Tony. Discussion is just what Matt said, you know, we want to see that second means of egress. We're denying it for lack of, for safety purposes.
Right.
So, a means of egress anybody can use to get to safety
Right.
in the event of a fire or emergency. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Of denying.
Oh, you deny.
Deny without prejudice.
Yeah, well, we make motions to approve.
We also make motions to
No,
deny.
we don't.
Sure we do.
We never do.
Yeah,
we-
I've been here longer than you have.
No, anyway, we always make motions to approve, but, so we're denying it, 5-0, so it's not approved.
Make a motion to set a public hearing on January 9th, 2025, for 6 Whining Road, that's application Z-2477. That is a single-family conversion application for a 517.9 square foot accessory apartment.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor of setting the public hearing for that date?
Aye.
Aye. All, that was unanimous. All right, the next order of business is 9B, 164 Federal Road, Z-24-76. That is, if you'd like to come forward and show us your application.
Good evening. My name is Edward Demore. I'm the architect for the project. With me is Sean Pinckney. He is the construction manager for this region for Enterprise Car Rental, who is what the building renovation is for.
Mhm.
This site has 2 buildings on it. The southernmost building is Firestone. The northern building is the subject building. It's almost 5,900 square feet. And it's proposed to be a new location for Enterprise Car Rental. The interior of the space will be used for indoor washing of cars, and also the car rental and offices and space for the public to sign up for taking cars away. We have done an analysis of the site, but we're here for site plan modification because we will be changing the site and changing the parking so that we can fit 2 doors, 1 entrance into the back of the building and 1 exit. Well, the entrance will be at the side, the north side, and will come out the back of the building.
So you're adding more parking spaces from your original plan?
We will have a couple of parking spaces inside the building, but what I want to talk about is when we surveyed this space, we found out that the entire space has 66 parking spaces. The site plan that was approved in 1991 had 71 parking spaces. When I analyze, and we don't know where those spaces disappeared from, but my drawing L201, which is part of your package, it's,
This is right across from Petco, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Or 102.
McDonald's is on the other side up the
Right,
hill.
Yeah, okay,
The old Moe's.
Yeah, the old Moe's Southwest.
yeah, sure.
Right.
And we're only talking about the rightmost
Yep,
building.
no,
Right.
I got it, yep. Mhm.
So, the 1991 plan had spaces. Could we go to drawing about 2 of them past this? It's L20, L102, I should say. Okay, great, that's it. All right, this plan from 1991, had spaces that were on the side where Beverly Road is, that are not big enough to be parallel parked. There's not enough
Beverly
backup
Drive,
space. Inadequate space. And the diagonal spaces that they had there for the handicap, those didn't allow enough backup space for the diagonal spaces on Beverly or the diagonal spaces for the handicap. So we subtracted those 5 spaces as not properly designed from 1991, from the 71 that shows there, you wind up with 66 legal spaces on the site. And that's how many we have now, 66 legal spaces. So,
You're not counting the ones inside.
no, not counting any of the ones inside. So, we have the equivalent number of spaces. When-
Same number of handicap spaces?
The handicap spaces, they only had 2 back in 1991, and we have 3 now.
Okay.
Uh,
I was trying to follow on that, so.
So if we go back to one back, the L101 drawing. Okay, that drawing shows that we have 1 handicap space in front of Firestone, and we've got 1 in front of the new Enterprise building, and we've got 2 on the side. 4 handicap
4 on the property, yep.
altogether. And they're adequately spaced, we showed them properly spaced there. When that northern building was a restaurant, which is what it was in 1991, the whole building was a restaurant, it had a parking requirement of 40, I'll tell you that exact number, it had a parking requirement of 44 spaces. With the renovation we're doing, since we're not having a restaurant, which is one of the uses that uses the most number of parking spaces per square feet inside a building, we have a little bit of office space and we have a car washing space. The office space only requires 7.2 people, so we round that up to 8 naturally. And we're estimating maybe 25 spaces in the parking lot will be used for the cars that need to be rented. And that totals 33 spaces. We are 11 spaces, we have a requirement of 11 spaces less than what they had in 1991 when they had a 66 car parking lot. So we're reducing the intensity of use on the site. We're bringing cars into the building to wash them. If we have any high-value cars that we want to rent, we're going to keep those inside. So we are not increasing the intensity of use on the site with this plan. We have floor drains in the building. Fran was mentioning we would probably want to talk about that. We have an oil-water separator proposed in the back of the building right there, and that's going to connect to the sewer system. If you have any questions about how it works, I'm not a site engineer, but I know a little bit about it.
So all those floor drains go right to there to take all the, do you do any recycling of the water inside for car washing?
No, we
Just
don't
say hand
recycle
washing.
inside. But what goes on in the oil water separator is all the grit settles to the bottom, and all the oil goes to the top, and there are ports in the top for them to take the oil out. They vacuum it off the top of the water.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year, and that's how they work. And the effluent, in this diagram of the oil water separator here, it shows a little bit how the water comes in. That, if you could make the arrow go to this part of the oil water separator, that space on the bottom, that side right there where that connection line is, that's where the water goes up and goes out. So it goes up from the bottom, it doesn't, so that none of the oil that floats up to the top can go out.
Right.
So that's, if you have any questions about the internal workings of what goes on in the site, John Petrie can speak to you about it.
All right, before you disappear, oh boy, I got one more piece of paper. Oh, jeez. So you mentioned about, you have 3 cars inside, so I'll let him talk about that, max. But the 25 rental cars, you said you'd have an inventory, for rental outside. About how many customers a day do you, based on your history? Oh,
Yeah, expert to talk about that.
Name and address?
Yes, yeah, John Petrie, 131 Danbury Road, Wilton, Connecticut.
Okay.
On a typical day, probably 20 to 25 rentals would take place at this location.
And what are your typical hours?
Hours typically are 7:30 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 to 1 on the weekends.
And does the, kind of follow up on Kurt's question there, is there a steady stream throughout the day of rentals and everything? It's not like all at one time or all of
There are peak periods, typically earlier in the morning and later in the day, but there is obviously demands based on staffing levels, so we have to try to stretch those things out as much as possible. There are also a number of transactions that take place outside of this location at local body shops and things like that, but that our employees from this location would service, and the cars would be housed and cleaned at this location.
And is this the one moving up from where Applebee's is? Is that where you're?
It would be a relocation.
All right.
correct.
Okay, that was my question.
And I guess, knowing that you're moving from there, from a security perspective, the cars are just gonna be parked around the building, so to
Correct.
speak.
Correct.
But
Yeah,
just like, again, just like the other facility.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the inside, I noticed in your thing you have 2 bays for washing, or is it just one? I noticed you had 2 cars sitting there and then one that was like looking like it was coming in. I didn't know if that meant you could have 3 cars there or just 2.
And most of it probably honestly is based on staffing levels.
Yeah.
But there is adequate space, I think, for 3 or 4 vehicles in there. Typically, we would have separate vacuum and washing stations.
Yeah.
That are done with a power washer.
Yep.
But it's all hand washing, for lack of a better sense.
And the 2 doors you're putting in garage doors.
It would be over at garage doors, yeah. Trying to reduce the opportunity for our employees to back up.
2 doors or one big one, like the one on?
They're two different sides.
Two
Okay.
doors on different sides.
It
No,
gives
that's
Zinta
fine.
and the Gazelle.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Trying
That's why I was
to-
asking.
Trying to eliminate the need to back up.
That's where I was going with this. That's why I
No,
asked.
A lot of our business is based on customers of vehicles who've been involved in accidents and stuff, but we're not immune ourselves. So,
Right.
we try to provide as best a flow as possible.
Yeah, like I said, knowing the disadvantage or advantage that you have is knowing the old facility and what you're dealing with, trying to pulling out on Federal Road, plus having Harley Davidson right next to you.
Yeah, no, this would be a
Yeah.
more efficient.
Absolutely.
easier
That's why I was asking.
flow.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I'm okay with
And they're not changing the facade.
Nope, no.
I mean, they're putting their name on it,
Right,
but all
but-
the threads and everything is the same. All right.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve a site plan modification for 164 Federal Road. That's application Z-2476 as submitted.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tony. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
Welcome to Brookfield.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right, there are no tabled items. Number 11, Commissioner comments and informal discussion.
Anything?
Anything? Nothing from me.
I just do think that as soon as the new year comes, we got a session, we'll sit down with planning and go over where things are as far as we move towards the combination of the commission.
Yeah.
We gotta get that up and
Yep.
running on that.
I have copies of both our bylaws to see where we could merge them. They're probably very similar.
Yep.
All the charter stuff is in there, but the ordinances need changing.
Yeah. And the charter does require all commissions to adopt bylaws or re-adopt bylaws at the beginning of a new term, so. And if you don't have a motion to do it, your old ones take effect, so.
Right.
Oh, all right. All right, so,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have one thing,
Oh.
Mr. Chair.
Don't
I'm
take that
sorry,
back.
I didn't-
I do see 327 Candlewood Lake Road is present.
Oh, okay,
That's across from Lakeville Towing.
sure,
Citation was issued to the property
yeah,
because they were using it for parking for Lakeville Towing.
yeah.
They have complied.
Nothing was actually used from the business.
Well,
There weren't any.
Why don't you state your name and address for the
Is this informal discussion or is this enforcement? What are we doing here?
Well, this is to, they've already had a enforcement issue, so maybe just want to understand why you were cited?
I was cited because there were vehicles on the property, they weren't being stored overnight, they weren't repairs, they were simply fronts.
So
sorry,
you
say
I
have,
don't, I don't
Yeah.
think who owns the vehicles
Yeah.
is the issue.
you can't have vehicles
Yeah.
parked across the street for people who are coming into your place on across the street for a commercial use. That's what the issue is.
But the commercial use is if you're performing repairs to those vehicles.
No, it isn't. You could have employees over there. You could have friends that are coming to visit you. That parking lot. that
You
you're
could have
acting like a
strangers
parking
parking
lot.
cars there and you'd still get in trouble for it.
Right.
So the issue is there's a lot of cars parked there and associated with your business, a commercial
Whose
business
cars
across
they
the
are
street.
really does not matter.
Right.
The other thing is the regulations on the parking for residential, that allows one commercial vehicle. I think I was looking into it and that's where I
So one commercial vehicle of the owner's that he can park there overnight. So
Mm-hmm.
the intent is for someone who, of a certain size, it can't be big.
Right.
So someone's got a van for electrical, that's his job, so he can bring it home and keep it there.
Night and take it to work in the
And
morning.
take it to work in the
And
morning.
keep it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like more of an SUV size,
Yeah, like
Correct.
a transit van.
not like an international up the road for me that responds to police calls in the middle of the night. Not like that, right? Not a big vehicle like that.
Well, the
I-
issue is then it goes back to it's
Well-
being used for the business across the street.
Yeah, but those trucks are running out of the business.
If you're gonna complain about another property,
if
you ought
you
to
ha-
call
if
the
you-
land
Complaining,
use.
I'm just asking
No, he's
a
talking about the
question.
same thing,
I'm
but
just asking a question, I'm not specifying him, yeah, I totally understand you take offense in that, I get it, I know who it is, and so do you, but we're not gonna talk about that.
I have no idea who you're talking
I don't
about.
All
either.
I'm asking is like, it's.
I have
it's
no
like
idea who
based
you're
upon an
talking about.
SUV, not a bigger truck.
Correct.
Well, there's actual gross weight vehicle numbers in the
Okay.
regs, so you can go by that.
And then there's also businesses, or home-based businesses that are pre-existing non-conforming.
Yeah.
Oh, I know all about that as well,
Yeah.
but what I'm specifying, that's not the case, I'll bring that up to table at a
Yeah,
different time.
certainly if you know of a property that's in a zoning violation, certainly
Well,
contact the
he's
land
responding
use.
to, incidences, that you guys utilize for the town of Brookfield, particularly MDAs, just so you guys know.
I don't even know what we're talking
Well,
about.
I'll bring it to the table at a different time, just.
Well,
like-
you could, you go,
report it to-
you know,
report
bring
it
it to
to
the
the
CEO.
office.
Right.
And I understand,
Yeah, yeah.
listen, I'm not that type of person, everybody here kind of knows me a little bit, I'm not that type of person, I don't like to complain, I'm not a complainer, I like to comply. It's very simple, I've been here long enough, I don't cause problems, I try to resolve them.
No, but the purpose of zoning regulations to regulate, so certainly if somebody's doing something that's not in compliance with the regulation, we hope that you let the staff know that.
No, I understand, it just gets pointed at me, not everybody else, and that's okay.
Well, it's okay if you point it at someone else. I mean, that's the only way we usually hear of it.
Well,
A neighbor.
I will at a different time say that I protect and serve this community, and one of my fellow coworkers that's been with me for almost 15 years almost died on I-95 last night, just so everybody here knows. And coming here dealing with this made me realize that, you know, my company that I provide to this community, we service a lot of people within the town of Brookfield, that a lot of other competitors are complaining about my competitors that don't serve them properly, and the insurance companies are complaining as well. And I will definitely be taking that up to note, I've been documenting everything. I don't do charges and stuff like that. Business-wise, the house I understand, you know, but what I'm trying to say is that I take pride in what I do, and I'm very fair, and I just feel like it's unfair what I went through. But that's for a different time. So I will stay in compliance, and you know, I just wanted to make sure if I have like my personal little van with my own tools in it, that I could have it at my house, so my employees don't steal my tools. Beyond that, that's all.
If you got employees stealing your tools, you got another issue.
When they don't spend the kind of money like I do to provide the equipment, you know, no one's perfect in this world. Times are changing, and people don't have work ethics like they used to. So you can't really pick and choose. You gotta really, it's a happy medium thing. But I do like to have good equipment to be able to provide my service, so there's nothing wrong with wanting to keep it at my house. Electrician wants to keep his van at his house, with his tools in it.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think I have the
And
same
that's-
right.
Right.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You do.
And that's all I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yep.
All right?
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys.
You too.
You too, thank you.
Mike Wilson again.
My name is Gabriela Soto. I live in 327 Candle Lake Road, and I read the article and everything, and I saw there's a minimum of 2 hours of a car that is not registered in the property can be there. So if we have a friend, they only can be there for 2 hours parked.
I'm not sure, I don't remember anything, there's nothing like that in our
Like 2 hours
regulations.
now, like two
No.
cars.
No?
Alright, so maybe I misread or something.
Did
But I just wanna make sure, like, if I have my friends over the house and a neighbor who made a complaint to other vehicles being parked there, they're gonna complain about a different car being in the property. Cause I know people from the zoning area drive across the street to look, to see the complaints being done.
Again, whether it's you or whether it's your neighbor, if you believe that there's a zoning regulation that's being violated, it's on you to inform the land use office, and the land use office takes every complaint seriously, and certainly, if at any given time there is a regulation, they take steps to enforce it, and to the extent that we need to support them as a commission, we try and do that. But again, the only violations that we know about, unless they're in broad daylight where everybody's seeing them, are the ones that people inform us about. So if you believe your neighbor is violating the zoning regulations, it's on you to contact the land use office and let them know what the problem is. And certainly, again, if there is a regulation violation, they'll take steps to enforce the regulations.
Yeah.
But that's
She
what we
just
can
doesn't
do.
wanna be dinged for someone saying, hey.
Well,
you're on this
nobody
card.
does,
And the
nobody
complaints
does.
that we
'Cause our friends
received-
are
We
over.
received multiple, 3 or 2 notice of the citation, and I wanna make sure those citation, he has the photos, I wanna make sure we're not getting, because on the citation, there is $150 fine
Mhm.
per day, so in 3 months or 6 months, I'm here in this hearing because of this reason, because we don't wanna get a bill on your house, on your mail form.
Yeah.
Someone keep complaining about if you have a friend in the car, we're scared because you're living in your own house and you
No,
know
I
when-
mean,
you don't know if you're gonna get a fine of $150 just because.
You aren't, and here's the intent of the regulation that we're talking about, that people in their residential properties they can have friends over and everything else. But then you have a commercial place nearby who's using your neighbor's residential property to put a bunch of cars that are related to his business. And you're like, and sometimes those cars are there for a long time, and you're like, hey, I'm just having friends over, and usually I don't have all the cars, but how is it fair that this guy who has a business has all these cars over at this residential property next door to me? So that, we're trying to keep commercial uses out of residential properties, that's what we're doing. And so your situation is, yeah, you can have people over, there's no rule that they can't stay more than 2 hours. You have a party or something. And a lot of times, someone might have a party of 40 or 50 for a graduation. There's cars up and down the street, that's fine. The police understand, the town understands. It's a temporary event.
That road might be an issue, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
mean,
but-
yeah, there's a,
Before we get into
and-
that
yeah,
statement.
The
but
question
that's
that
the
we
idea.
made about keeping one commercial vehicle on the property, there is another, I'm not sure if he's the owner or if he owns ABC Fuel on the Candle Lake Road as well. There's a driveway with multiple cars. I don't wanna make a I don't know if I know
Well,
right.
no,
To make a
again though,
complaint,
again
but
though,
the same
but
way
if
we
you.
receive a citation, I
you
wanna
should make a
sure-
complaint.
Right,
because that's
if you,
what-
if you believe there's a zoning regulation violation, it's on you to complain. I mean, us talking
That's how
about
we
here
find
about
out
do
about
that,
it.
yeah.
Right.
I'm
It-
gonna be upfront about it. I think it's one of my ex-bookkeepers. She doesn't live.
Like,
in town.
whoever it is, it
It-
does
it-
not
If
matter.
we made a complaint, it doesn't matter, we just
No,
be
no.
taking care of it.
Correct.
But at the same time.
Move
some-
to adjourn.
You have to go next door to
Correct.
do that.
Move to adjourn.
And go the other way.
To make the complaint,
If-
okay.
if you-
I just wanna
We're,
make
we're
sure-
off the agenda now, folks.
I
Point
wanna
of order.
make sure I don't get a bill in 3 months or 6 months.
That's not,
No,
we're not
that's
playing
I wanna
this
make sure
game
the
here, no.
complaints will be
Move
taken
to
care of.
adjourn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Second, Tony, all in favor?
Aye.
So,
Thank you.